Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the First Congregational Church of Langsburg's online service. Thank you for joining with us here in this digital space. My name is Shelly, and I will be your host for today. I am joining you here via Minecraft, so that's fun. Anyways, today is the first Sunday of Christmastide, the season of celebration of how overcoming love entered into the world as a baby. This overcoming love is not the same as dominating power. We compare the love of power with the power of love this season, and as we explore, we have a few poems, prayers, and readings for us along the way. Blessings on your journey.
Good morning. Now for our call to worship. Oh come, and be our God with us. Oh, long-sought witness for a world without. Oh, secret seed, oh, hidden spring of light. Come to us, wisdom. Come, unspoken name. Come, root and key and king and holy flame. Oh, quickened little wick, so tightly curled, be folded with us into time and place. Unfold for us the mystery of grace and make a womb of all this wounded world. O heart of heaven, beating in the earth, O tiny hope within our hopelessness. Come to be born, to bear us to our birth, to touch a dying world with new-made hands, and make these rags of time our swaddling bands. This has been O Emmanuel by Malcolm Guite.
We light this candle to remember that God makes all things new. God brings hope alive in our hearts and causes our spirits to be born anew.
We light this candle to thank God for this new year and all the potential it holds, and pray that it will kindle in us a mighty flame so that in our time many will see the wonders of God.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
I forgot 2 people in the Guatemala airport once. I didn't mean to. I was very diligent, like this whole trip. I was planning a trip for 25 people to Guatemala, and there was a 25-person head count at every turn. Getting on the bus, 25 people. Getting off the bus at the airport, 25 people. Check in at the airport, 25 people. Security lines, 25 people. The terminal, 25 people. Boarding, 25 people. Layover, 25 people. Arrival, customs, meet up with our hosts, 25 people. I was very diligent and good. Arrive at the restaurant in Guatemala for lunch, 23 people. You know, it feels really bad to be forgotten and to be the one who did the forgetting as well. And our story today involves such an event in the only recorded childhood story of Jesus in our Bibles. Let's take a listen to this passage, have it read for us, and we'll explore a little bit as we go.
Now every year his parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover, and when he was 12 years old, they went up as usual for the festival. When the festival was ended and they started to return, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but his parents did not know it. Assuming that he was in the group of travelers, they went a day's journey. Then they started to look for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem to search for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished, and his mother said to him, "Child, why have you treated us like this? Look, your father and I have been searching for you in great anxiety." He said to them, "Why were you searching for me? Did you not know that I must be in my father's house?" But they did not understand what he said to them. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was obedient to them. His mother treasured all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in years, and in divine and human favor. Luke chapter 2, 41 through 52.
Now, the Passover, which they were celebrating, was the high holiday of the year, much like our Christmas season in modern days that we're celebrating right now. The whole religious and cultural economy revolved around this season. Everyone traveled from the surrounding cities and countrysides to the temple in Jerusalem, and they sang their holiday songs just like we sing Bing Crosby and Perry Como, and they sang the Psalms, specifically 120 to 134, as they traveled, the Psalms of Ascent. Now, Jesus' parents, being faithful and observant folks of Judaism, make this journey as well, like they do every year. They make the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Now, Jesus, being 12, in this culture is a coming of age, much like us turning 18 and becoming an adult, according to our situations here, right? Maybe they gave Jesus a little more freedom and watched him a little less closely with this new adult status. I don't know. But in the busyness of the holiday and the travel, Jesus is left behind in Jerusalem. And it's not even noticed until an evening, like a whole day's journey away from the city. I can just imagine them frantically traveling through the night to reach him. Tired and exhausted, it says a full 3 days later, they find him. Where is he at? Sitting in the temple. He's actually sitting among the teachers of the temple, asking questions. And these questions amaze them all. Now, we don't know what Jesus was asking and answering that amazed them all, but it says that they were amazed at his understanding. Now, this is not his intellect. They weren't amazed at how much information that he amassed in his brain, but his understanding. Understanding is how that intellect is pieced together, those facts put into a cohesive whole called a truth. And this understanding was different from the run-of-the-mill understandings taught and replicated in their religious educations. It was something that was amazing, that gave them a little bit of awe. What was it? Let's explore a little bit. Now, this understanding that Jesus amazed them with is not something that God just reached down and implanted into Jesus' brain. This was an understanding that developed over time through discipline and diligence. Now, when we think of Jesus being God, we think that he's like sitting down here, remembering when he created the whole universe, chatting with the angels. Maybe the burning bush moment with, Moses and chatting with Moses and saying, man, I remember those days. Like with a conscious understanding of where he came from and who he is. And I don't think that's true. This passage actually shows us that Jesus grew and developed as a human. He didn't come pre-packaged as a fully developed person. He had to learn to walk and speak and care for himself in this world. He had to learn his religion. He had to learn his sacred text and what it's for. He had to learn who God was. He had to learn who he was and what this world was like. And he had to do it as a human, and he had to do it with faith. And you can't have faith if you have conscious understanding and previous evidences. Now you see, this is what love does. Love does not condescend. If God in Christ is fully human, then to be fully human is to be like God. And there is no stepping down from heaven into human existence for God. We were made in the image of God, so stepping into our world that is made and cherished by God, inhabited by the beloved children of God, is not a condescension, but merely an entering. See, love locks arms with the world of the beloved, and then develops and grows there. And the perfect love of God, developing and growing in our world, is able to take us where we could not go. Love changes the world, not top down, imposing from a condescending place, but from the very bottom, growing like a seed into a seedling and then into a tree large enough to shelter all of creation.
Good morning. My name's Terry, and I'm reading this week's benediction by Howard Thurman. Christmas is the time of forgiveness for injuries past, the sacrament of sharing without balancing the deed, the moment of remembrance of graces forgotten, the poem of joy, making light the spirit, The sense of renewal restoring the soul. The day of thanksgiving for the goodness of God. Christmas is the season of the heart. Howard Thurman.
Thank you so much for joining us online today. We hope this service has been a blessing to you. So what now? Well, there are a few things. You can participate. If you would like to participate in our services, we would welcome your reading with a simple phone recording. You can also partner. If you'd like to give financially to ensure the continuation of this online service, there's a link at the bottom of your screen. And you can also subscribe. You may subscribe on YouTube or like our page on Facebook to stay updated with our online services. We hope you have found some hope, help, and healing today. We'll see you next week. Bye!